Hi everybody, I'm Hollywood. So if you don't know who I am already, I'm the guy that you've all been trying to bury on Facebook with all of those cat videos you keep posting on your walls. So my buddy HL, the illustrious one, Harvey Luster, well, he's not here today. You see, I'm doing him a favor. I've loaned him one of my private jets so that he could go entertain his ladies. So he asked me, in his absence, if I would come on and host his Letters with Luster. Well, I don't like doing that sort of thing, but, I said I'd at least come on and do something. But, you know me, I like to keep things short. I can't last long. Things just don't last long with me. I mean, it's honest. I can't go more than maybe 3 minutes without falling asleep. Ask any woman I've been with. I mean, hell, after 3 minutes, I'll probably put all of y'all to sleep too. I don't see how HL does it. I just don't understand how people can watch him for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and through the whole thing, they just keep wondering, hey, what's old HL gonna say next, But he keeps us entertained. So, yeah, like I was saying, I loaned HL one of my jets, but I couldn't loan him my invisible jet, from the old Wonder Woman series. Man, that thing is great. But, it's only like a 2-seater. I got a deal on that baby on eBay. Yeah, the guy who sold it to me was laughing, pointing at me, telling me it didn't really exist, thought it was the funniest thing ever. But man, the joke is on him. Because that baby is sweet, streamlined, and fast. But yeah, I let old Harvey Luster take off and fly his ladies in one of my other jets. It's a little more luxurious, got a little more space. We call it the Mirage. And I'm looking at acquiring a new jet. This one we're going to call the Imagination. It's pretty sweet too. It's almost twin of the Mirage. They're the same model and everything. So it'd be nice to have 2 of those to alternate. That way I can loan one out like that. But what HL doesn't know is I didn't loan him my flagship jet. Oh, that baby, she is awesome. We call her the Papyrus. Look at that. Look at that. Modern technology, all of the engineering that went into that. Oh, she's a beauty. But anyway, so yeah, HL asked me to come up here and say a few things and do the show, and I don't know what to do, It was kind of putting me on the spot. I haven't been so like bothered and hot under the collar since I got that call back for the audition for Rough Rough Ref, Or maybe when I took my friends to go see that new Jurassic World movie, and got to show them the scene that I was in. You may not know it, but old Hollywood was in there. Yeah. The bathroom scene, right when the T-Rex comes tearing through. If you look underneath like the 3rd stall, you can just see the toes of old Hollywood's brown loafers for just a second there. You can even hear me scream like a little girl. It was phenomenal. But yeah, I didn't know what to do. The man said, hey, can you come over and take my show for a little while I take the ladies out? And, whew, I'm sorry. You can tell I kind of sound a little nasally. This mask just mashes down on my sinuses, makes it so hard for me to breathe. But anyway, I didn't know what to say. So I spent a few days writing down, scripting my stuff, as I always do. It takes a little bit of production, especially when your writers are on strike, And I mean, it's been a few years now, 3, 4 years. They'll come back eventually, I think. I just have to keep providing tablets and crayons, and maybe someday. But, I had to write my own material here, and it's hard. I mean, I literally have cue cards to tell me what to say. I literally have cue cards to tell me what to say. I would be lost without them. But, a few minutes in, and I think I've covered the material I wanted to cover. Again, I always want to keep these videos short. So, I don't know even what to say, Oh, you hear that? Uh-oh. That sounds like HL's on his way back. Hey, what the illustrious one doesn't know is I, I didn't really get asked by him to do this. I just kind of snuck in, popped into his place, and thought I would do the show for him. Because, you know, I'm so great at these promos and things. And he's got this tripod for his camera, so I don't have to, like, hold my phone while I'm having a seizure and everything, trying to keep it steady. But, yeah, I better get out of here before HL gets back. He might get mad. And that's a cut. Welcome to an impromptu improvisational episode of The Letters with Luster. Harvey Luster is not sure, but for some reason his lights is illuminated, his neon be neonizing, illuminating whatever he does, and his camera be broadcasting out there to all his ladies. The illustrious one did not leave his lights illuminating and his camera broadcasting. But now that they are, Harvey Luster will provide for you an episode of his Letters with Luster. Now, for those who do not know, Letters with Luster is where Harvey Luster answers your questions, whether they be via the email, whether they be via the Facebook, or if they be through the Twitter. If he wants to send through a carrier pigeon, Harvey Luster will answer your questions via carrier pigeon. Harvey Luster will provide whatever he can. Harvey Luster will not, however, answer letters via postal mail. Harvey Luster does not like to give out his address because the ladies already hounds the Harvey Luster, and Harvey Luster does need time to rest, does need his time away from the ladies just a bit. Every man needs just a little time away. So, now that we're here, the first question that Harvey Luster has, he has a tweet here. This is from his friend, GigglyGirl01. This is, now that the Gen Con is over, what kind of events are going to be going on in the world of the LFF? Well, this is an easy thing to answer. You see, now that Origins has come and gone and the Gen Con has come and gone, all of the individual wrestling stables all are going back to doing their league matches and any special events and tournaments that they may have. This weekend especially, the CBW down here in Louisville happens to be hosting a tables, ladders, and chains tournament, and they have made an open invite. We have gone out of our way to especially invite the KSW members, the Kings and the Jester and the Huntress, the Lunatic himself, the Devil's Reject. You know, they've all been invited up here to compete in that. I'm sure that the XCW and was it the CCW, that they, as well as any other groups that I'm forgetting, that they have gone back to doing their own matches, and we will be seeing events soon from all of them. Now, here's another question. This comes via email from Queen Pager Rager at thekingsmail.com. And now Queen Pager Rager, she asks us, Dear illustrious one, what is going on with my Facebook? I keep getting these posts of these podcasts, these videos from some guy in a mask, and I cannot see my cat videos. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Pager Rager, but that seems to be the man that calls himself the Hollywood. Some of us believe in posting our promos prior to the Gen Con, building up those competitions, getting those grudge matches going, getting the interest from the crowd, and really hyping that up
so that when we get to the Gen Con, we is motivationalized to our fullest. And our opponents in those grudge matches is motivationalized to their fullest. Apparently, the Hollywood, he does not believe this. The Hollywood would rather wait until after the Gen Con has come and gone, and then post little videos where he tries to poke and pick at people because he feels belittled and did not do as well as he had hoped at the Gen Con. Well, this is okay, Minuteman. You feel how you feel, but please do not be seeing the Green Monster and taking that out on everybody else. And now by the Green Monster, Harvey Luster means the Envy, not the Hulk, who will be returning in Infinity War 2, theaters April 2019. No. Harvey Luster is referring to the Green Monster of the Envy. The envy that the Hollywood has for those of us who can turn on the camera and just start talking and cut our promo. For those of us who can have a camera just brought up to us in our face, and we can keep the kayfabe and we can keep the story going. It is time, Mr. Hollywood, after the years that you have spent trying to cut promos and in the LFF, competing in wrestling, and even after receiving some strange award for the best promo of the year, for you to learn to cut a promo. Harvey Luster does not understand whether there was a lack of promos or whether the promos was just that bad, whether the promos just stunk of the Pepe Le Pew, or what the case was that led to the Hollywood receiving Best Promo of the Year. But Harvey Luster has laid down the gauntlet, and Hollywood has failed to climb that ladder. In fact, Hollywood has damaged his family jewels on the first rung of that ladder by tripping and stumbling and falling upon himself. So, Mr. Pedro Regia, you can just ignore all that nonsense and just focus on what matters. Now, Harvey Luster has another post here. Let's see who this is. Harvey Luster has one here from the snake-bitten one. In the snake-bitten one, he says, Mr. Harvey Luster, I was not able to attend the Gen Con this year, but I was super excited for the release of the Ambush, and I ordered it and cannot wait to get my set. What was your favorite competitor card that was released this year? Well, Harvey Luster got to meet several people in the World Heavyweight Title Tournament that had competitors out. Harvey Luster got to compete against some of them. Harvey Luster met the Mortician, battled against the Vampire Enquete. Harvey Luster met and competed against the random guy. Harvey Luster got to actually bump into the Overdog, of course the Kings, King Pink, King Greatness, King Cold. They all had their competitors, and they played some as their competitors during the course of the Gen Con. Harvey Luster got to meet several. The number of them and the names of all of them, they completely eludes and exudes from the mind of the Harvey Luster. But one that really stood out that Harvey Luster really enjoyed was in fact a misprint. And Harvey Luster was a little upset about this. So he had to bring this to the attention of the boss, to Steve Resk, and say, hey boss man, can you fix this misprint? So it in fact was the card of the man who we were just talking about, the Hollywood. You see, the Hollywood's card had some ridiculous gimmick that meant nothing on it, wasn't even playable. The man had stats that the man does not even have. We had stats like the power, the technique, the agility, the strength or strike, the submission, and the grapple. Hollywood has none of these things. The man claims himself to be an actor. So obviously the stats was all wrong. In fact, the stats was all jumbled up. There was a 6 and an 8 and a 7 and a 10. there was a 5, I think there was a 9 in there, just all over the place. And this does not reflect the Hollywood. So Harvey Luster contacted his friend, the Greg Shockley, who does a little work with the cards and has been trying to submit some artwork to the boss to see if he could assist and help promote and further the Super Show. So he was able to assist the boss and correct the Hollywood's card. So the misprints, what have not been sold, were taken off and destroyed. And the ones that did get sold, they are out there, but they are known to be misprints. They are obvious because they has all these just completely ridiculous stats. So here, I have taken a picture of my own with the camera on my iPads here, so that I can blow it up, make it a little easier for you to see on the camera. So you will see the correct card that the Hollywood should has. Now, that's hard for Harvey Luster to kind of hold that and get that on the camera. I can see why the Hollywood be shaking with his phone all the time, trying to hold that still and film that. Harvey Luster even had a problem trying to just get this up on the film. But as you could see, the card for the Hollywood now reads as his stats being the personality, the talent, the acting, the stamina, the subtext, and the genius. These are all things that apply to someone in the acting trade. And to be even more accurate, the stats, they are now 5s. This makes perfect sense to the illustrious one, because instead of all these numbers all over the place that make absolutely no sense, these are numbers that even Hollywood himself can keep up with. In fact, these fit the personality of the Hollywood because the man wouldn't even have to roll the dice anymore. He could just sit back and just be like, screws that. Oh, it's my roll again. Okay, it's a 5s. Because it's always going to be a 5s. There's all 5s. That's phenomenal. Now, the gimmick. The gimmick fits the Hollywood too. Much, much better than the last one. You see, the Hollywood reads, spend several hours scripting your 2-minute incoherent ramblings. You should also stop shaking the cameras every few seconds so the audience can vomit. That is great because we all know from watching his videos that we all need a break to evacuate our stomachs. So this is just phenomenal to be able to get this card that actually says what needs to be said. It completely exemplifies, exudes the personality of the Hollywood. I know, everybody thinks the illustrious one is being cruel, but the man is a master wrestler, yet he has such a hard time seeing through his mask that when he actually competes, he has to remove the mask. While we do appreciate him doing that while he's on camera, it does him no good if he's going to just take the mask off. A masked wrestler is someone who wrestles in the mask. I would say that Hollywood is a masked actor, I guess, because he tries to act in the mask. But when he wrestles, the mask is not there. The mask is taken off so that the man can see to compete. Now, why has Harvey Luster felt the need to address all of this? Well, obviously, the question was brought up by the Pager Rager there, Miss Queen Pager Rager, and Harvey Luster just wants to answer that question for the lady. It's a question that the ladies wants to know, and as everybody knows, everything Harvey Luster does, and everything that you should do, always be for the ladies.